Again.
Suck passe, guys. Welcome to the channel. Today, I've actually got a story for you. A pretty good one. This one has been in my heart for a long time. I've been wanting to tell it, but just haven't really had the time to really do it. I just haven't found the right opportunity to actually tell it. So this story is about how I connected with my biological mother for the first time after 9 years. Okay, let me get to the beginning here. Back in high school, my junior year, I get a call from mom and dad saying Mama Olivia is on the phone, and Olivia is my mother's name. They called me and say that she's on the phone. When I heard that, I was actually very shocked to hear something like that. Reason for that is because when I left Haiti in 2010 after the earthquake, I thought my mother actually died. It was very shocking to me because right when I got to the US, I thought about Haiti here and there, but when it comes to my mother, I didn't know she was alive or dead because I didn't know she died during the earthquake. The person that actually called the phone, though, was my orphan father, Papa Rico. And he called my parents, and then my parents called me, but she ended up leaving, and I was still at school. So when I ended up going back home after school, I got on the phone with her, and Papa Rico ended up translating everything she was saying. And she actually found Papa Rico at his place just some way, somehow. So she was determined to find me or find a way to contact me. So she did. And then fast forward, a year later, my senior year, my mom and dad and I ended up going back to Haiti to go visit and see my mother. Mid 2019, we fly to Haiti. I didn't know what was in my mind at that time, but I just knew I was going to basically discover who I truly am and really where I came from. Because when I was living in Haiti, I grew up in the orphanage. I didn't know too much about the outside world. I never was out on the streets or anything like that. I always lived in the orphanage and maybe went out of the orphanage 4 times for the 5 or so years I lived there. We got to Haiti at night. I was still shocked by what I was seeing. I didn't realize that's actually what Haiti was. And that's because I am used to what America is at that time. I am used to the fact that I'm living in a house, I've got a shower, food is made for me for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm going to school, everything is per se normal. When I got to Haiti, I was actually very shocked by the experience. I wasn't blind to the fact of what Haiti was, but when I was living in the US, I didn't truly realize or understood what Haiti really looked like or what it was. My first day there, I was actually shocked to see everything. I was shocked to see the earth, everything obviously got cleaned up, from 2010. But what I was in shock by is the fact that a lot of people were on the street cooking their food, selling food, walking. Everybody just basically lived on the street, and then they were lived in little huts and brick huts with tents, etc. And then the houses were not well built, and it was just for what I didn't understand really what a third world country was at that time. But now that I know, I'm like, oh dang, that is a third world country. That's what Haiti was. This is where I grew up. This is what life is really like outside of the US. So I was just impressed by just what Haiti really looked like. The day after we got there, I ended up going to see my mother at the school Papa Rico ran. From there, my mind was just like, oh my God, what am I gonna think? What is it gonna be like? What is she gonna look like? I was just stoked to see her. I was very nervous at the same time. My first glance at her, it was hard for me to decide on what to do with my emotions. And that's because I wasn't sure if I should cry. It was just naturally coming to me to cry. Like I truly was trying to not or didn't want to. But it just all of a sudden came on me. And then I remember my parents saying, oh, you can cry, it's okay, it's okay. You know, you're allowed to have these type of feelings. This is normal, it's normal to do. Because I like to hold things in and not really express myself too much. But I end up bawling my eyes out, crying while hugging her. And the emotion felt real. I know I'm not really explaining it too well of the feeling, but it's really just deep inside me of the way I felt. But I cried, I hugged her. And the thing is, I didn't know any English. That even made it harder. She doesn't know English. She only speaks Haitian Creole. So Puerto Rico was translating everything for me. I give her a blanket my grandma made for her. And we made a photo album that I ended up giving to her of me and just all my friends and then my experiences at school and sports and with my family, etc. That day happens, we eat some delicious Haitian food. The Haitian food, I was like, oh my gosh, I remember this. I remember, this is real Haitian food. Just the experience of being back in the culture and experiencing it again and remembering the taste, the cuisine taste, and that rice and bean and chicken. Yes, that was very good. I enjoyed that quite a bit. That day ends up happening. We hang out. I talk to her, show her more pictures.
Hey, Messi. Ooh, look at this.
Of me, and I would give the kids some candy. Well, actually, no. This is the second day. We end up going back to the same place. I end up giving the kids candy because it was what I remember getting when I was actually there at the orphanage. I remember the parents always coming and giving us treats and candies and toys, etc. So that experience happened. Something else important happened that year as well, which you guys will have to stay tuned to hear. I met somebody very special. But aside from that part, I'm skipping it for now. That same day, I believe, Mama Olivia came to the hotel I was staying at. And we ate food and she brought me these candies and treats. And I still have some of them to this day, just to remember what she gave me, basically as a souvenir. So she ate with us, took her back home. And the next day, this is what happens. I forgot to mention one thing. That first night we got at the hotel, we were given this drink. In my mind, I thought it was juice. Right when we walked through the door, the guy, host, whatever, brings each of us a drink. I take it thinking it's juice, and I started sipping on it. And then all of a sudden, I started feeling very dizzy. I was a little confused. So I was like, we were in the elevator going up. And I was like to mom and dad, I don't feel good. This is making me feel bad. So I give the juice to them. But they were laughing at me when I asked them if they wanted it because it was making my head hurt. They started laughing at me and I didn't understand why. Come to find out, it was alcohol. And they were laughing at me because of that. And that was the first time mom and dad actually realized that I don't drink alcohol. So that experience was pretty funny. This part is definitely my favorite. We went the next day, the day after that day I just got done talking about, we ended up going to my hometown, or home village, that is. First C West Haiti, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. First C West Haiti, West. So First C West Haiti is the village I grew up in. I didn't really know what to expect. I was just told that we're just gonna go meet your other families. So we drive to First C. Papa Rico takes us up there, up in the mountains, high up there. We drive there. So mom and dad and my stepfather actually. And I hope they're doing okay back there. See? Geez.
She never went anywhere further than
Oh, okay.
I go further than she does.
Who knows? The temperature feels great. It's nice and cool, not too warm here. Well, we have arrived. How was the ride?
You?
Yeah. Thank you. People right at church.
I know, wasn't that cool?
I was like, I should have dressed up today. This is so nice.
Isn't this great?
Uh-huh. Like, I really like the land because you could like grow stuff on it.
I was
And that's what
thinking of
like,
you.
telling
I was
them.
like, oh man, these farms, like these. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Our like.
So yes,
short
this
growing
is where I was born.
he
First
does all
Seacrest,
of it.
Haiti.
Like I hardly do anything. He does all of it. When he.
Oh yeah,
go
I
to
do have a
college,
garden. I
I'm gonna have to be
forgot
like, you
about
have to
that.
come take care of this because he's the best.
Non, lui dit c'est guide lui, il va dire non Dieu le fou, il parle bien.
Bonjour, let's see. Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Est-ce que tu es bien dormi? Bien dormi.
Oui.
So what all are they raising in the hills?
Mechi. When I got there, I swear to you, it's almost as if like they've been waiting for me to come back. Like I maybe was gone for a week and I just came back and everybody was happy to see me. That's because everybody there, every corner, Jean-Livien's here, Jean-Livien's here. All I kept hearing the whole entire time I was here, I was there. Jean-Livien is what they call me, and that's what Haitian people call me. Then that is my name. My full name was Jean-Livien. Or last name is Jean, but first name is Livien. So they call me by my last name and my first name. So Jean-Livien is what they call me. All I was hearing, Jean-Livien's here, Jean-Livien's here. And I was amazed by, it's just all mountains. You guys, I'll show you the pictures or videos or whatever I got here. But First Sea is actually a very beautiful village up in the mountains. And Haiti is basically all mountains. But just looking how the plants were growing, the trees, the little huts they had, I was amazed and impressed by it because that is me. This culture is who I am and I'm proud of it no matter what. And you know me, but now, if you see my other videos, you see how I do myself, my stuff, and how I live. That's because I could live however way I need to live. You know what I mean? That's what a Haitian does what Haitian does. So we started meeting a bunch of people in that village. I don't even know where to start there. Okay, so everywhere we were coming, so the first place I did see, or the first building, I believe, was a church. So I saw the church that's in that village, and some kids were in it, and people. Then I was seeing some other huts or houses where other people were living in. as we continue to walk, I'm hearing people coming from the bushes, greeting me, meeting me, saying, oh, I'm your cousin, I'm your cousin, I'm your aunt, I'm your this, I'm your that. It was a very, I wouldn't say overwhelming. It was a super exciting experience. I wouldn't say well, I guess I could say I was overwhelmed in a good way. Overwhelmed in a good way by it all.
Dada petite mwen. Mwen la chérie. Comment vous êtes?
Bien, merci.
Ok.
Ça, c'est maman adoptif, bien.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. This is very exciting.
Bien. Bien, chérie doudou. Hey, mes amis.
Muy bien, muy bien.
Ok, moi bien chérie. Bien content, ouais, non.
Happy to see you.
Oh, us
Maman
too.
bien? Oui.
Garçon beaucoup dans travail, il va pas temps.
Chérie, présente l'île de content, ouais. Mes amis.
Merci, merci. Oh, wow. This just... Yeah. Khaled? Okay. Yes, her house and stuff.
Oui.
Bien, Khaled?
Oh, mes amis, ici, pas content même. Ni bien là, oui, chérie. Mes amis.
Felina? Oh, oh, good. Oh, muy bien, muy bien.
So she's the one that bring, she's the one that know me to somebody, and she bring her to the place.
Oh, okay. She brought you
What?
to the...
Songe moi.
Oh, wow.
They were meeting my mom, meeting dad, meeting me, hearing my name. Then I was meeting my grandma and grandmas. And then I met my grandpa. And I ended up making it down the hill to where my cousins were staying, and the other family members were staying. Their hut they lived in. When I saw where they lived, I did get a little feeling in me like, whew, what? They were telling me this is where you were born. I was born, I'm pretty sure that's what I was hearing, if I can remember correctly. They told me this is where I was born. I was born in that little hut right there. I was born on this hill. It was just, and of course I didn't speak the language at all. So Papa Rico was translating everything or anything they were saying or questions I had. So they showed me where I was born and raised. And people were telling me they remember experiences, remember when I was young, and all of that. One of my favorite parts here, I found out that my grandpa had 3 wives. One of them, I believe, died, but still has the other 2, and they live in that village with everybody else. Grandpa has 15 or so kids, and like the first 10 are daughters, and my mom's a twin, and there's another twin. So twins run in the family is the thing. So Grandpa has 3 wives. He has 15, 16-year-old kids. That was crazy for me to think about a little bit. They were like, oh yeah, these are your cousins, these are your this. Of course, I didn't really understand the cousin, the aunts, aunts. I didn't really understand that type of stuff, but then they were telling me, yeah, this is your grandpa's kids. I was a little confused because I'm like, well, my grandpa in the US doesn't have kids who are 16 and he's in his 70s or whatever, or 60s. So imagine that. Imagine Grandpa having a 15-year-old kid. Talk about culture. One thing that was funny. they had an owl on a leash. We're like, oh, an owl on a leash, that must be their pet. No, that was dinner for that night, that owl on the leash. And then mom and dad and I were kind of laughing because we're like, if we did something like that in the US, we would be in jail because that's illegal. But there, nothing's illegal. Everything you see, you can eat. If it's edible, then you're gonna eat it. Really no rules when it comes to that stuff. But overall, I just love that experience, and I just wish I could have spent I slept there. I wish I could have actually slept there and spent a lot more time there. On our way back to the vehicle, we kept meeting more people and talking and all that fun stuff. One interesting thing that day, the lady that's in charge of that village, I believe she's the one that's in charge, the head hold. She actually knew, or some way, somehow, I would have to ask mom and dad, knew my younger sister who came with me to the orphanage.
Ghana. Remember Ghana?
Yeah, Ghana.
Okay.
C'est au même nom qui a adopté.
Yo fâché ennemi avec. Yo te fâché. Est-ce que tout si moun bay tout moun ennemi qu'on yo yon série qu'on y a venir c'est une grosse chance oui fait et bien passer. Et comme lui non comment
Jean Libien.
Il fait le passer dit bonjour. L'aime pour aller porter le bière.
Yeah, when you went.
Café. Même avec mon grand-père pour nous laver.
What did she say?
You know, when they were taking you, she carry you behind her neck. She give you a pot of coffee and then bread.
Oh, okay. A pot of coffee and bread. Okay. Comment vous relez?
Madame Ezaïe.
Madame Uzaï.
Madame Ezaïe.
Madame Uzaï.
Maman, c'est cousine.
Oh, she's the cousin of your mother.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
When their life was so difficult for you, that's why she talked to your mother and then asked her to
Bring it to her. Okay.
so if you're here,
Merci. Bien merci. Okay.
Photo ti frère là, montre maman.
Mettez maman.
Oui, photo ti frère. Photo.
Oh, okay.
They knew who their parents and family was because she came out with a book showing us Dena's picture with her mom and other family members. We ended up hearing a little bit about my sister's history, which was very interesting. And I think, yeah, her story might just have to be something she discovers for herself. But I thought that part was pretty interesting, that I was able to learn a little bit about her life before the orphanage and how it became. One thing that made me think a little bit, when I was leaving, Grandpa said I can come and have the land because he owns a lot of land, you know, where they do their farming and growing of crops. So Grandpa says this land can be mine or is mine. I didn't really understand what that meant at that time, but apparently I can have the Furcy. Well, I don't really know how big Furcy is, but I'm pretty sure my family own either half or the whole Furcy. But if Grandpa said I could come and actually have his land, which was very interesting to me. Which, like, what? I can just go and have this? Okay. If that's true, that's really a good thing to know. And that's only if I'm able to get to Haiti. Okay, I'm gonna sit down for this one. During one of those days, I was there in Haiti. I actually went to the orphanage I grew up in. I would say I definitely needed to see that again in that experience for sure. And I know I was begging Papa Rico to take us there because I couldn't leave not seeing it. Because that is one of the things I was super excited about when I was gonna go to Haiti, was seeing that orphanage, seeing where I grew up. And what I was really excited about was the fact that I always had dreams of that experience I had there. And yeah, at times I remember the good stuff that happened, and at times, yes, the bad stuff. But I don't really consider myself to have trauma in certain situations to where I wouldn't want to go see it or experience it again. So we ended up going to the orphanage, and that was even more shocking to me because when I left there, I was 10 years old. And that time, 9 years goes by, I am 19. Everything was so small to me. And of course, I'm older now, so life back then was huge. But now looking back, the orphanage was tiny. I was like, what? I thought this place was huge. But no, it was actually quite small due to what I was imagining it being when I was living in the US. I enjoyed seeing the orphanage and remembering the little corners and spots of where I used to hang out or hide things. Because I remember there under the staircase, chickens used to be there and lay eggs. Or I remember just always hanging out there or hiding my toys there. I always remember hiding my toys from the other kids so they wouldn't steal them. Because mom and dad would always bring me toys, and either the older people there would take them from the kids because they didn't want trouble, kids fighting, or they would take away toys or shirts from the kids so there wouldn't be fight. So I would always remember when I got a toy, I would always hide it in the dirt or somewhere where nobody could find it except for me. I know, hiding toys, hiding things, that was my thing. Just hiding the stuff that belonged to me. So we ended up exploring that place, looking at the rooms, remembering where we were, and just imagining the experience over again. And overall, I was just excited to just see it all. The memories brought back, I was excited. I was really happy to have it all back again.
But this was Papi Rico's office.
I remember that.
But see, the doors in here, do you remember? They're like this, and so that's where they turn you the food.
Yes, And then up there is a door to the roof. When did I end up coming to the orphanage again? Like what age? Do you remember or have an idea?
I'm gonna have to look at our staff. I want to say like 2000.
We go back to the hotel. Mama Olivia comes back again. And this time she did end up bringing her sisters with her. I'm taking them to our room right now just to see some stuff. And yeah, whole family's following me. So this is very exciting. And so my mama wants to go to our room and then kind of go back outside, I guess. So, but yeah, holy cow, this is so amazing. Can't really describe it into words because I don't got much words, but yeah. Of course, not as much.
Like, I mean, before, remember, they'd like joke with her at the orphanage. Like,
Haha. Like, yes. Oh.
Yo chita sou glase. Nan hotel la?
She says her sister's coming, so.
Okay, I was
waiting.
watching.
Well, she did say her sister was coming, I guess.
Ok. Au revoir. Va de l'école, m'a arrêté.
She says she's coming back with.
Ok.
Yeah.
D'accord.
Yes.
Hi, Dave.
Ok.
I did.
Yeah, she said she might be coming back, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is your mom staying for now?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just hanging out.
We're just, yeah.
Okay.
Is she waiting for somebody?
Yeah,
Her
she
sister?
said she was. She just said somebody was coming.
Papi Rico.
Mom, we all spent some time at the hotel talking. My aunts brought their kids, met their kids, had a great experience there. And we were talking, and they wanted me to go back home with them. And I also wanted to go see where they live. My aunt lives, and also my mom. I was not able to go see where they live because Papa Rico suggested it was too dangerous for me to be going with them. Good call on his part, but I really wanted to go do that though. Even at that time we were there, Haiti was still, or the capital where we were, was still dangerous. Haiti's kind of always dangerous in the capital. You can really never be sure in a third world country like that. So I did not end up going, which was okay. The final day has come. I have to go back home, or we have to go back home. Mama Olivia ends up coming with us on our final day to the airport. Well, not to the airport. On our way back to the airport, she drives with us and we drop her off at a grocery store. So we drop Mom off on our way back home.
I can't see.
It was very emotional still going back, but not as emotional as seeing her. And from there, my hope was I would be able to see her again. I hug her, kiss her. We give her some gift. She goes on her way. It's, I tell this story as if it's life, that's what life is. But yeah, at the end of the day, that is life. That is really how it is. It goes that way because my mom always loved me, and she brought me to an orphanage for the exact reason I am here today at this place. As you guys saw, I am walking on a beach. I am living the life it's not that she imagined this life I live for me. She imagined a better life for me than living with her I think she was in First Sea or wherever she was living at that time. I believe it was First Sea. So living a life in First Sea, that life, she saw something better for me. So she took me to an orphanage for a better life. As I was at the orphanage, she actually came to visit me quite often as she could. And I'm pretty sure I was the only kid in that orphanage that had their mother come and see them or had a parent come and see them. To me, it's really hard I don't know. It's hard to put the words together of the meaning of it's really hard for me to put my feelings together with knowing that she still cares about me as a son and knowing what's best for me. And at the end of the day, I think mothers really do know what's best. And it's not to her heart to have put me up for adoption because she didn't care. Absolutely, she cared. She gave me this opportunity. She gave me the life I am living today. And the videos, I am like, obviously tears are coming down my eyes, sorry. So the videos people see of me doing what I do is what I always think about when I think about the reason I lived in an orphanage, the reason I'm not on the streets in Haiti living. I look at those experiences feeling proud of myself, that I'm living up to my potential. I'm living up to my potential for what I'm capable of. And I want to share those experiences and have it on YouTube for her to really watch and see what life is really like, what I am really grateful for. Although I have a hard time really even talking to her now, it's hard for me to talk to her now because not so much that I feel guilty living the type of life I live now, knowing I don't know whether she's suffering or she's okay. I can only imagine she's okay. I'm pretty sure she's not complaining like everybody else in America does. But life could be better for her for sure. And I do realize that. And I do think about that in which someday I will be at that point in life to where I can just go back and forth in Haiti or bring her to a different place where she could live. That trip absolutely changed my life forever. I thought my life was changed in 2010, but after that experience, it definitely changed again. That was my new beginning. And I'm absolutely grateful that my parents ended up taking me back. And I don't know so much if every kid that probably came from that situation should go back and experience something like that again, whether it was good or bad. But for me, I do know it was worth it to go back. And I wish it would be worth it for other people who came from that same situation as me to go back and experience or learn a little bit from their culture. And one reason I heard that most people don't want to go back or experience that stuff again because it brings back a lot of trauma that they can't handle. And rather they feel guilty coming back to America and just realize the life their family's living in the other country is just too much for them to handle. But I know the reason I'm able to handle things like that, I believe is because of my mindset. It's the mindset that life doesn't own you anything. You got to just go out there and make it the best that you can. People, you got to realize that most people are out to live for themselves. So if you can't just take the fact that it's up to you to make your life the way you want it to be, then you will be lost. Meaning, you gotta learn the proper ways of taking care of yourself, your mind, your body, when it comes to health, in loving and respecting and treating the people around you correctly, not stealing, being honest. That's the stuff that is important. And learning that you don't have to be like everybody else. You don't have to be pressured into doing what everybody else just because they're doing it. You got to learn the consequences of every action. That is something I've learned personally. And I'm not so much preaching saying other people are bad and I'm perfect. I've taken the time to learn this type of stuff. That's what really inspires me. And I tend to think all the time of what my mother really means to me, what she gave me. I tend to tell myself, no, I'm not gonna throw this opportunity away. Like, what? I've gotten this far, people putting me this far in life, giving me what I need. A roof over my head is what people have given me. They've put me in certain position or given me certain things to get to where I need to be that will make me happy and at the same time helping me help other people. After that trip, I was actually set on a very important mission. That was to learn Haitian Creole. I did speak it, but I forgot it and didn't speak it for 7 to 8 years. I didn't speak the language. Right when I came to the US, I forgot it within 2 years. And that's because I never spoke it again. So I had to relearn the language basically from scratch because I forgot it completely. And I understand the reason why that happened because I was so focusing on learning English and learning the culture, the American culture. I forgot about my own culture and the whole language. And the reason I wanted to speak the language again was so I can continue communicating. The water came up high. Okay, the water came up high. Yeah, this is the one I'm at. Yeah. So I had to learn the language to speak to my mother again. A year later, I ended up teaching myself the whole language. And it's actually a pretty easy language to learn, but obviously to maintain any language, you got to practice it often. I ended up learning it, started speaking to my mother again. That story is for another time of the whole experience of speaking to her again and how that went or is going. This water really wants to get me. But yeah, I learned it, proud, and it's good. Now it is up to me to conquer challenges and be better than yesterday. Always, that's my goal. To be better than yesterday. If you're not making progress, you're not getting better. That's why I don't do certain things. I don't put certain things in my body, my mind, because I got a lot to live for. I got a lot to live for. A lot. I got a mission. I got people to take care of, to give back to. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that story. Always remember to smile, because you're a star. Shine on. Peace.